Okay, good morning. I'm Andrea Willoughby, and today is our Kundalini class, our weekly class live on Zoom. Today we're going to focus on relieving inner anger. So there's a specific Kundalini Kriya. There's more than one, but today we're going to do this one in particular. And anger has a lot to do with heat in the body. And at this time of year in the fall, it's actually stressful for many of us to make the transition into fall, and that can bring on anxiety. But what follows if we remain stressed is anger and irritability. And if that shows up, you have to actually still address the vata side of you, meaning that you want to do some really nurturing things for yourself and maybe oil up the body. I just took a bath with some good oil that was a combination good for heat and cold, because it's getting cold, but then it's still hot outside and we're still carrying heat from the summer. And until it really starts to rain and get colder, or I guess really the rain, when the wetness comes, well, that is still irritating to certain people, vata people. But that starts to kind of start the new cycle again. And we can release this heat, and then we may be faced with a similar thing next summer. So we always want to be cognizant of what's going on with the weather and what's showing up in our bodies. So the bath for me, so this is a good way to do. I was feeling cold, I was feeling dried out. I worked all day yesterday at a fair, and it was a lot of intensity, a lot of energy, and so I just knew I needed something a little more soothing than a regular shower. So put the oil in, put some Epsom salts in, and I put my favorite aromatherapy oil in there. And for me, it's all sweetness, like lavender and patchouli, and some people might not like those. So I guess choose your favorite ones, the ones that you know are like calming for you. And I had German chamomile in there and a little bit of tangerine too, so for brightness of the day. So anyway, our Kriya today is going to be on releasing anger, inner anger, and we'll get to that after the warm-ups. So let's go ahead and get started by tuning in, hands at the heart center, and inhale through the nose. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Exhale. Start over. Inhale. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. And hands down. Mouse. So it's really up to us every day to manage our energy, because we're going to run into situations that bring in more energy. At any point in time, things can happen in our lives that are challenging. And so we get to have daily practices that really address all of that. Okay, so let's start with our warm-up. Warming up the spine, inhaling as you go around front, exhaling around the back. Keep going. And when I came home last night, so I was really, really energized. You'd think maybe I would be drained, working on people all day, kind of a massage energy healing blend. I think I worked on 10 people, which is quite a lot in 5 hours. And also in the middle, did a presentation. So it was really my element. I love that stuff. And so I came home energized, but a little sore, maybe. So I made sure to do some stretching. I did take a shower to make sure, showers are really great for helping to clear your field, because we get energy in our field really before it gets into our body. And let's go the other direction now. Continue to inhale around the front and exhale around the back. This morning I did my 11 minutes of a breath meditation, probably by around 6:30 in the morning. And then I took the bath. I mean, it's really all in service to my body, my mind, and my spirit, just from living life and having a really exciting, but maybe stressful in some ways, day yesterday. And in case I forget later, to tell you, my plan is to do some weightlifting right after this class for maybe 20 minutes, 15 or 20 minutes. Because if we want this body to work for us, it needs to be strong. And maybe you could just do legs on one day and arms on another day. And, shoot for something like 4 times a week to do weightlifting. Because yoga isn't quite enough for strength building, typically. So we're warming up our spine. We're starting to bring in some lubrication, and we're breathing. Some more flexibility. So coming to center again. Our next warm-up is holding on to the shins, and as you inhale, bring your chest forward and through your arms. As you exhale, round it to the back. Keep your head just kind of where it is, so you're not like, head up and down like that. And even tuck your chin just a tiny bit. Keep going. Get some music going here. I'm getting there. Okay, on the next inhale, stretch the spine nice and tall. Inhale and hold the breath. begin to feel somewhat enlivened with these kinds of practices, warm-ups. Our next one is a rotation. So hands up on our shoulders, fingers in front, thumbs in the back, kind of holding on. And as you inhale, rotate left, and exhale, rotate right. And let your head come with you. But close your eyes. Breathing through the nostrils if possible. Keep going. And back to center. Arms down to your knees. If by any chance you're feeling at all dizzy or like this is a lot of breath work for you, you can really slow it down. You don't have to keep up the same pace with the breath or really with anything. So be sure that you modify as needed. You feel at all dizzy, change to a long, slow, deep breath with whatever movement we're doing. And now we'll do our shoulder shrugs. So inhale, arms up, and exhale, drop. Contract your abdominal muscles a little bit here. Nice and straight spine, chin tucked. Inhale up, exhale, drop. You don't want to bring the breath all the way up to here in your lungs, so I tend to bring it, okay, of course it's coming in, but I let it fill my belly and maybe come up to the lower lungs. Wait, what are we doing? Oh yeah. So even with a contracted belly, you can still allow your belly to get a little bigger on the inhale and contract a little more on the exhale. On the next inhale, hold the shoulders up. Inhale fully, hold the breath in, tuck your chin a tiny bit, stretch straight and tall. Push into your knees, straighten your arms, leverage. Exhale, relax down. So there's all kinds of ways to move this energy that we get collected, and this kind of yoga is especially good at it. All yoga is helpful, no doubt. I like all yoga, almost all yoga. I don't like a really fast power flow. Too fast for me. Okay, and Do a few shoulder rolls here. Still kind of working on warming up our spine. So while I was in the bathtub, okay, at one point, all of a sudden I got a pain in my lower back. And it was sharp, and it was like, what did I just do? Nothing. Okay, the bathtub is kind of an awkward, position sometimes. But anyway, I was just like, it's okay. I'm doing my fab thing. So I did the F. I felt it. It was sharp. I noticed where it was. I didn't think bad things about it. And I was breathing. And then I totally lost track of my train of thought, and I went off into other things, and I noticed about a minute later, oh, it's gone anyway, So, but it was pretty sharp, so I'm going to assume that that was energy moving in a good way and that it was helpful. So I welcome things like that to happen, and that is part of a daily healing practice. What am I doing now? Oh yeah, shoulder rolling. Going both ways. Apparently I'm distracting myself this morning. I think I'm still a little bit high from yesterday. I just love those events. And I've had at least 15 years experience doing them. I used to do them every week at a farmer's market, but that became too burdensome. And so now I'll probably just do them like maybe 3 times a year. An outdoor healing, like booth that I have. And it's at the right venue. It was at a psychic fair, so, it was all the right people. All right, so just a little flowy movement. Let's do a little bit of leg warm-ups. If we're ever sitting too long in easy pose, just take a break for yourself. So just feeling this stretch right now. Breathing, maybe a gentle, slow rocking forward and back. More with a straight spine. You don't have to go very far. Make sure you're breathing. And maybe once you've shifted forward, you could then do like a little side to side swaying, like gentle grass blowing in the wind. And now bring your right foot heel up to the groin. Activate your left foot, so bring it straight up. Activate the back of your leg, so you're pressing it into the mat. Rotate toward that left leg. Take a breath or 2. And then just work on the volume here. I don't know if it's sometimes, that's too low for sure. Okay, so as you're rotating, maybe leverage off the bent leg. Take a nice deep breath into your belly, and with a straight spine hinging from the hips, begin to move over that knee, the left knee. Maybe go a little bit further. Continue to breathe. And then finally allow yourself to maybe use both hands, or you could keep one hand back here, that's fine too. But reach for something. So maybe it's your foot with both hands, or your ankle area, or put your hands on both sides of the leg. And allow yourself to really come down, bending over that leg, and begin to do the breath of fire, which is that little in and out breath through the nose, but it's like a pump here. So let the belly drive it. And you could go slower than I just showed, but some form, some speed of breath of fire. And help yourself back up with your hands. Usually the instruction on this is to keep the breath going right now. And you can, if that feels okay to you, keep going with the breath of fire. I'm not drawn to that for some reason. Almost never. So I want to give myself the break in the breath while I make the transition to the other leg. And then do that rotation, leveraging maybe off your knee to start with. After you take an inhale with a straight spine, hinging from the waist, begin moving over that knee. Couple breaths there, and then on an exhale, allow yourself to come down further. Remember, you're activating the foot and you're pressing the back of the leg into the mat. And find your full posture and breath of fire. Inhale fully, help yourself up. So there's no harm in being around a bunch of people, who may have a lot of energy, or people who might be struggling with things physically, mentally, emotionally. Whether you work in a hospital, wherever you work, or who you hang out with, no harm in sharing their energy, sharing the space, maybe feeling what's going on, empathizing. But, at the end of the day, that's not your energy. So you don't want to keep it in your space. Nothing wrong with that energy, nothing intrinsically harmful about it. But it doesn't belong in your space. Okay, so I'm thinking we want to do rowboat. We're getting our solar plexus ready for this Kriya today. So legs out in front, again activating the feet. Arms out, palms facing each other, sitting up nice and tall. And as you inhale, you shift back, keeping a straight spine. You go back 10 or 20 degrees, and then shift forward past the starting point, 10 or 20, and continue inhaling to the back and exhaling forward.
special morning is the most fabulous morning to see. Woke up in the sunshine, made myself a cup of tea. Grandpa kissed my forehead, grateful for another day. Such simple harmony to me, it's the universal way.
This really activates the solar plexus, which is where we hold a lot of anger. That is where our liver lives, and our liver helps to transform anger. And well, let's just say anger can live in the liver. It's a seat of pitta fire energy. So it lives in, or it's like its home or something like that, is the liver, the skin, the eyes, and something else. Circulatory system, the blood. That's what it is, the blood. So if you have any skin issues, any eye issues that you know about, or circulatory issues, anything with the blood, that's a lot of pitta energy, fire. Okay, and relax now. So that move helps open the solar plexus. And you can just relax, or you can do a little swaying. Okay, come on to your knees. Just get set there for a moment. You could have your toes curled under, but you don't have to. They could also be flat on the tops of your feet. And take an inhale, and as you exhale, lift your left leg forward in front of you, in front of your knee. Your foot is in front of your knee. Hands are on the knee. I'm going to go back to toes curled under in the back. And now lean forward so that your front knee is above your ankle. And, maybe I went too far forward for me. So just make whatever adjustment you need. Long, deep breathing, and I know you can't see my head, but you're looking ahead of you, just kind of ahead and up a little bit. Long, deep breathing. This really feels good to stretch this hip flexor on the right. Okay, and then bring that leg back and switch legs. Again, long, deep breathing. It's a little bit of a balancing posture. Actually try to work within the posture so you're really utilizing both legs, the strength of both legs, and your buttocks and your abdomen and your arms holding you up. Okay, slowly come back, bring that one back, and now switch legs again, and Hands on that left knee, toes curled under in the back. Press into the knee and lift yourself up. And stand with your feet slightly outward, and your hips, your legs at least hip width. And with prayer pose, come on down into yogi squat. Really press the hands into each other. Press the thumbs into the sternum. Press the sternum into the thumbs. Press the elbows into the knees. Press the knees into the elbows. And if you need to modify this, you can be up higher if needed, like this, or you can be leaning against the wall with your sacrum. And this is also breath of fire here. So mouth closed, pumping the belly. You usually feel it in your neck when or you can even see it in your neck when you're doing breath of fire. Eyes closed, looking up and in at the third eye. And inhale. And slowly come out of it and come back to a seated position. Okay. So we're ready to start the Kriya. And we're going to start on our back. So you can lay down flat on your back with relaxed posture, and your arms are at your sides, palms are facing up, and your legs are slightly apart, not too far, not the width of the mat. I'm trying to figure out how to do this. Okay, there's no music. What I want you to do right now is snore for like a minute and a half. Pretend to snore. And I'm going to mute myself because I don't want you hearing me snoring. So you won't hear any music, but you should hear yourself snoring. And then I'll come back on and tell you when we're done. Okay, so that was around 1.5 to 2 minutes. Oh, you can stay laying down. Sorry, stay laying down. And just take a moment. That's kind of interesting. I don't think I've ever pretended snoring that long, and it's not that easy to do. It's not not something we're used to doing. So still lying on your back, keep your legs straight. So bring them together. And don't do it yet, so just listen right now. You're going to raise both legs up 6 inches. And we'll hold for about 2 minutes. So keep relaxing right now. I'm going to find a song that I can time us to. And yeah, why not this one? And so this balances anger. Again, so it's a lot of focus on the belly area to hold your legs up 6 inches off the floor. And actually, I always do this with my hands, palms down and under my sacrum. So if you're not sure, you know what I mean, you'll see when I get started. But that helps protect the lower back. And so you want to also press your lower back into the mat while you hold for 2 minutes. Okay, so here we go. Let's see. Where am I with this? Oh, this is just about perfect. The end of this song. So you do keep your head down. This is not stretch pose, where we also lift our head and do the breath of fire. Sorry, I'm double checking on the breath. Yeah, it actually doesn't tell about the breath. So we're just gonna hold it. If 2 legs is too much at one time, just do one leg for 1 minute and the other leg for another minute. So you'll have to time that kind of yourself. Slowly lower your legs down. If your hands were under your sacrum, allow them to come out. Palms up, resting. Okay, stay in the laying down posture. Okay, so after that nice little break, we're going to once again revisit this posture, but this time it will be, let's see, oh, no, this time it's still not stretch pose. You're going to keep your head on the floor just like before. You can have your hands underneath again. When my hands are underneath my sacrum, they are palms down. Or you can have your hands by your side. So if you have really strong abdominals, you might be able to do this without that added support for your lower back. But this time we're going to stick our tongue out and do the breath of fire through the mouth, open mouth. So instead of, it'll be, and for 1.5 minutes approximately. So I'll just try to keep track of that. And again, you can do one leg at a time if needed. Remember to press your lower back and using your abdominal muscles to press your lower back down into the mat. Keep going. Okay, and slowly lower down and rest. That's really powerful exercise and position and breath. So allow your body now to process. So stay laying down. We went a little longer than 1.5 minutes because I was in the middle of feeling a lot of energy in my throat. It was like a build-up, and it was almost painful, but it was more in the front. So whenever I feel anything like that during a Kundalini Kriya, I keep doing it a little longer, because if we were to have done that for like another minute after that, that probably would have passed, that feeling would have passed within that minute. But we were already over time a little bit, so I just did it like for an extra 25 seconds, I think. And then that resting part was really important, to just keep breathing, and whatever you were feeling, just let that process. Okay, so still lying on your back, you're going to lift your legs up to 90 degrees. Your arms are on the ground by your sides, palms down. And you'll begin to beat the ground with all the anger you can achieve. So we've been talking about anger. Maybe you've thought about a situation that you still have anger about. Could be something from long, long ago. It could be current. Doesn't matter. But if you think about it and you know that, you know, you're still angry at that person or that situation or that institution, think about that. Call that up right now and beat the ground hard and fast, keeping the arms stiff and straight. And this is supposed to be for 2.5 minutes. So I'm just going to set this closer to that so the song will end at that time. So legs are up at 90. Think about that situation that makes you angry. And beat away. Maybe I should quiet myself, I don't know. You could go higher, you could do one arm, then the other. Talk to yourself about it. Like, what are the words you say about that thing? Who's an idiot? Who really screwed up? What happened? Okay, so just remain in the lying down posture. That was a lot of energy. Maybe you feel it in different parts of your body, probably your arms, for sure. But maybe somewhere else too.
What happens when life breaks down? When there is systemic contradiction? Symbolize all that was corrupt to society.
Okay, so still on your back.
His name symbolized all that was pure.
Oh,
And I was
okay.
held in the embrace of a man who was pure. And these inviolable sanctities were preserved in those 10 words.
Bring your knees up to your chest and stick your tongue out. Inhale through your open mouth and exhale through your nose.
Alas, it is much worse. A person may end up believing in anything.
So palms are up. You just have your knees up to your chest. Stick your tongue out. Inhale through your open mouth and exhale through your nose. You can exhale through your nose without closing your mouth if you want to, or you can close your mouth each time.
Think of what it is when God himself puts his arms around you and says, welcome home. a systemic contradiction. My name symbolized all that was correct to society. His name symbolized all that was pure. And I was being held in the embrace of a man who was pure. Think of what it is when God himself puts his arms around you and says, welcome home.
Slowly lower your legs down. Did you maybe notice any sensations in your body during that, besides a dry mouth and throat? So I got itchy in my upper chest, real close to the collarbone. So some kind of heat stored in there. Itchiness relates to heat. Anything skin, remember skin relates to heat. Okay. So you can slowly work your way up to seated. This next posture is sitting in celibate pose. Okay, which is, well, it could be on your heels. It could be with your heels outside your buttocks. It could be with blocks under your butt to help your knees. And if you really can't do any of those because of whatever, then come back into easy pose. You're going to cross your arms over your chest. Women, left arm over. Men, right arm over. Press them hard against your rib cage. Bend forward and touch your forehead to the floor or toward the floor to your best ability, as if you're bowing. Trying to do about 1 every 2 seconds. Okay, here we go. Oh, I'm going to go back into celibate pose. Your knees can be a little bit wide. Exhale on the way down, if I didn't say that. Okay, so now we're going to keep going for 30 more seconds. Go as fast as you can. I'm not going to go that fast because I'm still kind of babying my lower back a little bit, but if you can speed up, we'll do 30 more seconds. And relax up. Now sitting with your legs extended out in front of you. Begin to beat to all parts of your body with open palms. Oh, okay. I want to stop, but it feels good on my legs. Okay. All right, so now we're going to come into a standing posture. So we'll be bending over in a minute, so you'll be able to see the rest of me. So you're going to bend over. You may need blocks for this if you find this to be really challenging on your back. So right angle from the legs to the back. Allow the arms to drop down. They're just hanging loose. Your legs are pretty straight. You can slightly bend them if that feels like you're hyperextending. And your head is kind of in line with your spine still. Try to keep it at the right angle. I noticed I was like drooping down, so I'm going to bring it back up a little bit. You have to use more leg strength to keep yourself at a right angle. Use your legs and your buttocks strength here to hold your back parallel to the ground. Okay, and slowly lower back down. come into Cobra pose. So laying on your belly, remember to squeeze your buttocks and press your legs and feet into the mat before you really come up into Cobra pose, which is hands by your chest. And on the exhale, raise up. Maybe you can straighten your arms, but squeeze your buttocks. If it's too much, you can keep your arms bent a little bit. So just looking forward, breathing normally. Stay in Cobra pose. I have to move up a little because my feet were off the mat, because we're going to be kicking our feet down, up and down. Do your best here. Stretch your head away from your shoulders. Still squeeze your buttocks. I'm finding I have to bend my elbows for this part. And lower down. Just rest your head for a moment. One side or the other. Okay, and slowly work your way up. And sit in easy pose and close your eyes. Okay, so eyes are closed, sitting in easy pose. Begin to stretch your arms over your head, keeping the elbows straight, and interlace the fingers with the index fingers extended and pointing up, just the index fingers. And we're going to chant just for a minute. I'm going to turn the music off. So, Sat Nam. So my hands are still like this. Elbows are straight up. Sat Kriya is what this is called. And so you chant Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam. And on the Sat, you sort of pull your belly in a little bit. Sat Nam. And then you let it relax on the Nam. And just let your breath find itself naturally. Sat Nam, 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 Sat, Sat Nam, 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 Sat Nam. Okay, and take a breath and hold your breath, stretch up. And slowly exhale, keeping your hands together for right now, just to help guide them down slowly and gently. Relax. That was our last exercise. So now go ahead and lie on your back. You're going to have at least a short savasana after that. I know we are taking it to the limit on our class time today. But lie on your back, arms by your sides, palms facing up. Legs are about the width of the mat. Press into your elbows. Phone call. Telemarketer on Sunday. So you press into your mat with your elbows. Raise your chest up a little bit. Readjust your spine. And lay it back down. And just relaxing. Okay, and start to move your muscles, your arms and your legs, little stretches. Let it feel good. Squeezing, relaxing, squeezing, relaxing. And to come up, you can either rock and roll with hands above or below your knees, or you can turn to your side and work your way up. And we'll complete the class with the signing out chant. Hands together at the heart center. It's just a long sat and a short nam. And inhale through the nose. Sat nam. And namaste. All right. Well, thank you so much. Hope to see you next time. Subscribe for more classes on YouTube.